All right, welcome back everybody. We are now looking at the circuit of our 14th project, and this circuit is extremely straightforward and goes along with the straightforward code that we looked at in the previous video of our Arduino side. If you recall, we just set up our serial line, we read in analog, and we write it out to serial. So taking a look at this board, we have the power out from our Arduino board comes into this inner track, and we take that power, go directly into our potentiometer, and then the ground from our potentiometer on this smaller green wire comes to this outer track, our ground, which takes us back into our Arduino board to complete the circuit. So incredibly straightforward there. The only thing here, our potentiometer, and we've seen this before, our analog output from our potentiometer is coming over into our A0 pin, our analog input. And if you recall from the code, we take that value, which is going to be between 0 and 1023. We're going to divide that by 4 to make certain that we have a value between 0 and 255. And then we're going to take that value and we're going to write it out to our serial line. And if you recall from the code, the reading in and the writing out kind of took place in kind of one fell swoop, where we just pass in the analog value divided by 4 directly to our serial write. And so we'll be writing out values between 0 and 254 based off the angle of our potentiometer. So again, the power from our Arduino board, the ground back into our Arduino board, the power into our potentiometer, the ground out, and then the analog signal based off the angle that we turn our potentiometer. So that's it. This is an extremely straightforward circuit that goes along with the extremely straightforward Arduino code base that we looked at a little while ago. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and plug in the laptop, and we'll take a look and see how the turning of the potentiometer affects some of the UI that we have in place. So as soon as I get that plugged in, we will come back here and take a walk through the entire demo. All right, so we are now going to go ahead and start up the project. What I want to take a look at first, you'll notice here we have basically our potentiometer right pretty much smack in the middle, right? And so we can go in either direction for increase or decrease in some of the colors. So with that being said, we are going to go ahead and start up our project. And remember, we'll start with the coloration directly in the middle. So as soon as we start up the project, we'll see our Arduino icon. And here we're going to just stretch that out a little bit. And what we're going to do is kind of crank it up, right? So now that I have it cranked up quite a bit, you can see where all the coloration kind of came into play. Now we're going to move it down a little bit. Now from here, once we have that, we can go ahead and kind of come back over to the other side of the board. Give it a second to take in. And from here, we can kind of increase this one just a little bit. And you'll see the coloration change as we increase it a little bit. And here we'll go a little bit more extreme for some of the coloration here. Kind of flip it over to the other side. And you can see, once again, that coloration. Next, we'll really come over. There we go. And, finally, we'll kind of come back to the large value over here to the other side. And we get that pink. We're not quite maxed out. And so as we're kind of here, we can start to, really max out the red value, and it comes in, right? So you just need to make certain that you expand the image a little bit just so you can see this background coloration. And just keep in mind, there's a little delay when you're actually turning the potentiometer to come in. And sometimes the serial port on your computer might misbehave, so some of the some of the I don't know, I'll call it the quickness of your changes. Will take a little while to take effect. Depending on how slow you turn the potentiometer, you might get a fading effect. So play around with it, but it's kind of a cool little project where we're coming in from the board and controlling something inside of our computer. So again, really straightforward circuitry, really straightforward Arduino code, kind of interesting new code with our Processing IDE. But that is what we're looking at for our Project 14 in Arduino Starter Kit. And we will see you in the next video for our final project, Project 15, and complete out the course. So we're looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, take care, everybody.